Good evening, each and everyone. We are done with the sophists. We all know that Sophist is the enemy of Socrates. And we must know also the story of Socrates, when he started and when he became famous in ancient Greece. Let's begin now about the big three of Western philosophy: Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Let's begin with Socrates. He was considered the foremost philosopher of ancient times and made great contribution to the field of ethics. Field of ethics because he questions about the morality during the time. If you try to remember the four divisions of ancient Greece, the ethics, the metaphysical able to implement and enforce a law, but the problem is not all law that was being implemented is equal to the people. And it raises a questions: is that law is morally right or wrong? So Socrates is a person that always asks in terms of the field of ethics. He questions everything: if this is morally right, is this morally wrong? So he keep on asking questions to the point that the person who is being attacked got irritated. And this is the main sole purpose of Socrates, that he was born to question everything. He was born to correct everything. Because if you try to imagine, if there is no person the same with Socrates, how can we able to know the ultimate truth? No? And this ultimate truth is being used in modern times. No? So we need to be grateful that Socrates is able to attack those sophists to correct everything what is mistakenly misused, or there is misconception, brainwashing, and whatsoever during the time. He was credited with formulating the Socratic method. Socratic method is a form of a series of questions in order to arrive in an ultimate truth. Famous statement: the unexamined life is not worth living. No? So if you want to examine life, if you want to make your life worth living, you need to wonder. You need to question. No? So that you may know the ultimate truth. And that's what the message of the unexamined life is not worth living. And Socrates is known as the father of Western philosophy. Always remember that one. That is why we have the so-called pre-Socratic period, because so that we can able to track, no, the philosophical antiquity by basing his name, pre-Socratic, before Socrates. So they were born before Socrates. And we have also post-Socratic. After Socrates died, other philosophers also emerged. No? He believed that philosophy could enable a man to live a life of virtue. Because if you keep on asking and you know the ultimate truth, your life will be good. No? You can live your life of virtue. No? Because you able to correct everything. By correcting it, you satisfy yourself. No? There is a promising and fulfillment to yourself if you able to know the absolute truth. No? Just like a simple example, if your teacher provided you a problem and you couldn't easily arrive on the solution of that problem, but because of your with the use of logic and reason, because of asking of a series of questions, you're able to come up. And the next will happen is you are very satisfied that you're able to come up and arrive with the solution. The same thing also if you able to arrive in the ultimate truth by asking a series of questions, you could enable a man to live a life of virtue. The most important virtues according to Socrates is courage, justice, piety, and temperance. So that is the four main important topic that he commonly use during the time, no? Okay, so what is piety, no? Piety is the obedience to parent, no? The quality of being religious or reverent, no? Accepted thinking, or also the quality of being religious. By the way, that is different. Sorry, that is different piety that I'm talking about. That is filthy of piety from the medieval piety, which means the quality of being religious or reverent, no? Temperance is abstinence, no? So you stop anything that has something to do with vices, meaning you control yourself, no? Say for example, the abstinence from drinking alcoholic drink, no? So meaning you control yourself. By controlling yourself, you could achieve a life of virtue. So the same also to courage and justice. So if you have this four virtue, you could able to live a life of, if you could live a life of virtue. Okay? So courage, justice, piety, and temperance. Socrates spent much of his time in the streets and marketplace of Athens. So he keep on questioning, no, those people around him, because there are plenty of people in the marketplace, and that is his favorite place to visit. So he asked random person, ask them, especially if you are a professional. So if you are military, he will ask you, what is justice? Do you really know the true meaning of justice? If he encounter teachers, he will ask also, what is education? If he encounter a politician, what is justice? Balik-balik mga pungutan, ano? But to tell you honestly, these people, they did not use this term correctly. So that is why Socrates wanted to ask everything to know that, do they really know the real meaning of it? With the use of Socratic method, Socrates could able to answer those questions. He offended many powerful figures in Athens. Okay? So, nakontra niya si Critias, Thrasymachus during the time. He was known as the gadfly of Athens. Gadfly, it is very annoying. A type of person who keep on asking questions. That is gadfly. Try to imagine you keep asking more questions. After questions, another questions will come up. A series of questions. And then, you get irritated by this series of questioning. But it is very important because you're able to realize yourself that what you believe is a mistake. What you believe is a lie. What you believe is not the ultimate truth. Meaning, you realize yourself that even if you are commonly using this terminology, but if someone will ask you like Socrates, you will realize yourself that where have you been all my life, Socrates? Why is it I realize it now that what I am using is wrong? Okay, for a moment saba kayo diri sa akong palibot. Okay. I hope everybody couldn't hear anything from the background because I was living in the household in which they're full of people, no? So it is inevitable that you could hear random noises at the back, no? So please sorry for that. So just bear with me. So the three divisions of Socratic dialogue, we have the so-called a question is posed, like what is justice? What is holiness, etc. Number 2, finding minor flaws about the definition and forcing someone to admit ignorance. Number 3, agreement is reached by the two admittedly ignorant companions to pursue the truth seriously. So this is the lineup of this. What is justice? What is holiness? What is education? The basic common virtue are the basic questions that Socrates usually question and attack, no, that person. So if Socrates found out that there is a flaw in it, there is some point of the dialogue that the person who is being attacked will admit that I am ignorant of what I am using, no? So number 3, the two admittedly ignorant companions to pursue the truth seriously. Because Socrates always admit to himself that he is also ignorant. Mo ganing nangutana siya, kay wa siya kabalo, no? So mao man ay depensa ni Socrates, no? So ignorance is bliss according to Socrates. So this is the question of Socratic method. He questioned Thrasymachus about that gods know everything. So this is the first question that he attacked Thrasymachus. Thrasymachus, so you think that gods know everything? Thrasymachus, yes, because they are gods. He also questioned this one not only to Thrasymachus, but particularly by the name of Euthyphro. Euthyphro is a priest, no, head priest in ancient Greece, no, because he overheard that Euthyphro talks about that gods know everything. So Socrates tried to question Euthyphro, tried to measure his knowledge, no, if he tried to find out if this person realized what he was saying. Is he ignorant of all these things or not? So his primary question to Euthyphro is, so you think that the gods know everything? He said, yes, because they are gods. Socrates question, a serious question. Do some gods disagree with others? Euthyphro replied, yes, of course, they do. They are always fighting. So gods disagree about what is true and right. I suppose they must do. So some gods can be wrong sometimes. I suppose that is true. Therefore the gods cannot know everything. They don't know everything. So meaning it is being targeted to the first statement question, that you know that gods know everything. If kabalo sila tanan, dapat di sila maglalis. Dapat absolute truth. Kung mo-decision sila, di na sila maglalis, no? Which is ego kaysa sa first statement, my dear student. So dili na sangit si Euthyphro, no? And this is a Socratic method, a form of Socratic method that you could able to realize yourself that you are in the middle of nowhere and you are ignorant of what you are believing. So inani ka bright si Socrates, inani ang Socratic method, no? So Euthyphro accepted that he is being ignorant of what he was saying. Bitaw sa maglalis man sila. So hindi sila kabalo, diba? If kabalo sila, if someone will make a decision, they will not contradict to it, no? They will not condemn it, no? So that is what happened to Socratic method. Socrates' method of questioning angry his fellow Athenians. He was put into trial because of his idea. Because during the time, the people is making scapegoat so that they could blame someone, a person, why is it the reason Athens has declined, no? Because during the time, Athens is being defeated by the Spartan in the war of Peloponnesian War, no? So naghimo sila og scapegoat, nagduot sila og usa ka tawo para mao to siya rason nga mao the reason why is it the Athens was defeated, no? And they pointed that person and they make scapegoat to that person, particularly to Socrates. But the main reason, yun, at the back, they don't want to reveal it. The main reason to make it a scapegoat na lang, ang main reason yun is sila gi-corrupt daw niya ang minds sa mga young minds. He corrupted the minds of the youth, no? Nganong pataka siya istorya. But what Socrates was trying to do with the young minds is to educate them that the knowledge that they are getting or acquired is not an absolute truth. So meaning they're still ignorant of the truth that they've known. So Socrates is responsible in correcting everything. Okay? And he was being put into blame that the Athens was defeated by the Spartan because Socrates is corrupted the young mind. So those events is unrelatable, no? It doesn't make sense, my dear student, no? So ilan yung tagaan og rason para tumba si Socrates, because Socrates is a gadfly of Athens, meaning annoying person who keep on asking questions, and then he also put the person into a bad light. When Socrates found out that this person is ignorant of his own knowledge, he put that person into a bad light. So mao say nakakuha ni Socrates, no? Iwam sang dauton, kanay siya is ignorante. Wa siya kabalo siyang knowledge nga nakuha, no? Politician siya, wa siya kailaon sa injustice. Ina ang attitude ni Socrates, my dear student, no? He died by drinking a poisonous beverage of hemlock. So gipainom siya og poison, then namatay. After he died, all the information about his life was in Plato's writing. So we need to talk about Plato, the student, the most intelligent student of Socrates during the time. And Plato is a person who is different to Socrates, because Socrates is a type of person who is a type of person who is more on dialogue, who is more on talking, who is more on delivering arguments, who is more formulating questions. But he is a type of person who doesn't want to write everything, no? In replace of his lacking of ability to write, his student Platus is the one who wrote everything about his story, all about dialogue. That is why Plato is also known as a good writer, a very proficient and eloquent writer. And his book, the Plato's book, is basically talks about more the story of Socrates and the dialogue of Socrates. So let's get to Plato. So this is the end for Socrates.